So I've got a few of these sails in my backyard, and I want to talk about the hardware I used to attach them to my house or my fence. So let me dig in here. So the first thing is one corner of your sails can be connected directly to the house, or in this case, kind of a gazebo in my backyard. And you can see this connector here. You could also use a carabiner style connector, but what I found is that these are so much cheaper than the carabiner style, and it just much more affordable, just if you want to save a few dollars. I'll have a link to these guys down below. So when the fabric is pretty far from the house, what I like to do is use this wire, this metal wire, and there's a couple options here. One is to use these little bolts, and you have to get two of them to kind of hold it in place. And with this system, it's got a little bit of this metal loop that it goes through. So that's system number one, and I think that one's not quite as pretty as system number two, which is this one here. So you can see here. So you can see here, this is just a little bit more pretty. You don't have that extra metal loop, but the system here just the screws kind of close in on themselves, and it just looks a lot more professional. And you'll need one of these for each of the corners, except the one that's mounted directly to the house. That way you can just crank this down and it will tighten as you go, because you want to keep the sail pretty tight. And here you can see the two options at the same time. Be sure to check the sail as to what parts yours comes with. And also on Amazon, I noticed that some of them came with the wire, but the question is, how do you get a custom length of that wire? And I'm not quite sure what the answer to that. But you can get this wire coated in like a PVC, which I think is kind of nice. I did not get that for my yard though. So this is actually on my neighbor's house. He's got a similar setup in his backyard, but he's used these metal pipes to get the height, and I thought that was a really good idea to be able to raise up the corners, is using those pipes. So at my house, to get that really tall corner, I actually used a 4x4, but some kind of metal pole would probably be much more sturdy.